How to crossplay Dying Light Enhanced Edition Epic with base game Steam. Welcome to Teknobalta, your direct source for PC technical solutions. Today, we address a common multiplayer compatibility query for Dying Light. Many users wonder about cross-platform and cross-edition co-op functionality. This segment will precisely detail the technical viability of playing Dying Light together. We focus on the specific interaction between Epic Games and Steam platforms. The core problem identified involves a user with Dying Light Enhanced Edition on Epic Games. Their friend possesses the base Dying Light game on Steam. The question is whether these two distinct setups can engage in cooperative play. This scenario highlights potential compatibility concerns due to differing distribution platforms and game editions. Understanding the underlying game architecture is key to resolving this. Dying Light Enhanced Edition includes the base game plus all major downloadable content, DLC, and some graphical improvements. The base game on Steam represents the original release without these additions. Platform differences between Epic Games and Steam introduce separate digital rights management, DRM, and potentially distinct game file directories. However, the core game engine often bridges these gaps. Technically, both versions fundamentally run on the same underlying engine, providing a unified network layer. This shared foundation is critical for enabling cross-platform multiplayer. The primary query concerns whether the base game's main story content can be accessed cooperatively across these versions. The answer is affirmatively yes for the core campaign. The game's networking subsystem is designed to allow players to join sessions based on a common game version. This is independent of the storefront where the game was purchased. Specifically, the main story campaign of Dying Light shares identical mission structures and asset data across both the base game and the Enhanced Edition. This ensures full synchronization for progression. When you launch a co-op session, the game initiates a peer-to-peer or server-assisted connection. This connection is established using unique player identifiers, not platform-specific licenses. The game's internal matchmaking system prioritizes matching players running compatible game builds. Any player with the base game or an edition containing the base game can connect. To initiate a co-op session, both players must ensure their game installations are fully updated. Outdated game files are a frequent cause of connection failures. Always verify game integrity through your respective launchers, Steam, or Epic Games to ensure all necessary files are present and uncorrupted. This prevents desynchronization errors. The first step in setting up co-op is for the host player to launch Dying Light. Navigate to the main menu and select the Play option. From there, choose Campaign to proceed into the game world. Ensure your session privacy is set appropriately for inviting friends. Once in-game, press the designated key for the game menu, typically Escape on PC. This will bring up further options for network play. Select the Matchmaking or Online option from the in-game menu. Here, you will find settings related to your multiplayer session. The host player should set their game type to public or friends only to allow others to join. Friends only is recommended for private sessions. After adjusting the privacy settings, the host can proceed to invite their friend. This is typically done through the in-game social overlay or the platform's friend list. For Steam users, the Steam overlay, Shift+Tab, allows direct invitation of friends to an active game session. For Epic Games, a similar overlay provides friend management. The invited player will receive an invitation notification through their respective platform's client. Accepting this invitation will attempt to connect them to the host's session. Upon accepting, the client game will attempt to establish a network connection with the host. This process involves exchanging network packets and verifying game state. The game engine manages the peer-to-peer connection for the co-op session. This direct connection minimizes latency once established. Ensure both players have stable internet connections with adequate bandwidth. Unstable connections are a common culprit for connection drops. Network address translation (NT) types can affect multiplayer connectivity. Ideally, both players should have open or moderate NT types. Strict NT types can severely limit direct peer-to-peer connections, often requiring a relay server or more complex networking solutions. Checking your router settings can reveal your NAT type. Firewall settings on both host and client machines must permit dying light's network traffic. Windows Defender Firewall or third-party firewalls can block necessary ports. Temporarily disabling the firewall for a test can diagnose if it's interfering with the connection. Re-enable it and add specific exceptions for dying light if it resolves the issue. Router configurations can also impact connectivity. Universal Plug and Play (UPnP) enabled on the router can help automate port forwarding for games. If UPnP is disabled or not functioning, manual port forwarding might be necessary. Consult your router's manual for specific instructions on port configuration. Dying Light typically uses a range of UDP ports for multiplayer, commonly 27015 to 27030 and 4380 for Steam, and similar ranges for Epic Games. Specific ports might vary with updates. Forwarding these ports on the host's router can significantly improve connection reliability for players with strict NAT types. This opens a direct path for game traffic. Both players must ensure they are running the same version of the game's core executable files. Discrepancies here will cause an immediate failure to connect. The game automatically checks for version compatibility during the connection handshake process. A mismatch will result in an error message. Updates released for Dying Light sometimes target specific platforms first, causing temporary version mismatches. Patience for all platforms to sync is occasionally required. If connection issues persist, verify that neither player is running any third-party modifications or overlays that interfere with game files or network integrity. Some shader injectors or graphical enhancers can alter game executables, potentially causing integrity checks to fail during multiplayer attempts. Always test without them first. Confirm that your game is running in DirectX 11 mode, as this is the standard for Dying Light's multiplayer framework. DX12 might introduce compatibility issues if not fully supported. The game's config.ini file located in documents /dyinglight/out/settings can be manually checked for any non-standard graphics API settings. Revert if necessary. Ensure that your graphics drivers are up to date from NVIDIA, AMD, or Intel. Outdated drivers can cause crashes or performance issues, indirectly affecting network stability. A clean installation of graphics drivers, using a tool like DDU, can often resolve subtle driver-related conflicts. This ensures optimal system performance for gaming. Regularly clear your game's cache files, as corrupted cache can lead to unexpected behaviors, including network problems. These files are usually in the user profile directory. This procedure helps reset any temporary data that might be causing connection anomalies. It forces the game to regenerate these files upon next launch. The Steam and Epic Games launchers themselves should be updated to their latest versions. Outdated launchers can sometimes hinder game integrity verification. These platforms regularly push updates that improve network handling and game launching stability. Running the latest version minimizes client-side issues. Check the official Dying Light support forums or community pages for known issues or server maintenance announcements. Sometimes, issues are external to your setup. Community reports can provide early warnings about widespread connectivity problems or specific version-related bugs impacting multiplayer. Always reboot your router and modem before initiating extensive troubleshooting steps. A simple network hardware restart can resolve many transient connectivity issues. This refreshes your internet service provider's connection and clears any temporary network congestions. It's a fundamental first step in network diagnostics. The technical implementation allows crossplay for the main story content across these distinct environments. The critical factor is the shared core game build. Therefore, an Epic Games user with Enhanced Edition and a Steam user with the base game can indeed engage in cooperative play for the primary campaign objectives. The distinction lies primarily in additional content and platform-specific features, not in the fundamental multiplayer engine for the core game. This is where compatibility is preserved. Understanding these technical underpinnings empowers you to troubleshoot and resolve potential connection problems efficiently. The shared game logic is the key enabler. While Core Campaign allows cross-platform play, specific downloadable content, DLC, introduces limitations. These expansions often contain unique assets and dedicated game modes. DLCs like the following, Bozak Horde, or Hellraid require all participating players to own the specific content. This ensures asset and mission synchronization. If only one player owns a particular DLC, they cannot initiate or join a co-op session within that DLC's specific map or mission set. The game will enforce this ownership check. Attempts to access DLC content without universal ownership will result in incompatibility errors. Ensure all players have the same DLC if aiming for expansion content co-op. Save game compatibility primarily relies on the core game version and not the platform. Progression within the main story will synchronize regardless of launcher. However, if a save file contains DLC-specific items or progress not present on another player's installation, discrepancies might occur. This is managed by the game's internal save logic. Advanced network diagnostics can pinpoint deeper connectivity issues. Open command prompt as administrator on both machines. Execute ping google.com to test basic internet reachability and latency. High ping or packet loss indicates a general network problem. Use Tracert google.com to trace the network path to an external server. This reveals where potential packet loss or high latency nodes are located. Analyze the Tracert output for unusual delays or timeouts at specific hops. This can indicate issues with your ISP or intermediate network infrastructure. If all previous steps fail, consider a clean reinstallation of Dying Light. This ensures no corrupted game files or residual settings are causing issues. Before uninstalling, back up your save files, typically found in documents /dyinglight/out/save. This prevents loss of progression. Perform a thorough uninstall through your game launcher and Windows programs and features. Delete any remaining game directories manually to ensure a clean slate. After reinstallation, test connectivity immediately before reintroducing any custom settings or modifications. This helps isolate the problem source. Should issues persist despite extensive troubleshooting, gather diagnostic information for official support. This includes error codes, network logs, and system specifications. Contact Techland support directly or through your game launcher's support channels. Provide detailed steps taken and the results of your diagnostics. They may offer platform-specific solutions or identify server-side issues. Their specialized tools can often detect problems not visible locally. This comprehensive approach to troubleshooting ensures you cover all potential problem areas. Consistent application of these steps maximizes your chances of resolving any co-op connectivity issue. Remember, successful co-op relies on synchronized game versions, open network paths, and compatible content ownership. This layered approach is crucial for Dying Light's multiplayer. By adhering to these technical guidelines, you empower yourselves to overcome the most common obstacles to cross-platform cooperative play. Your gaming experience should be seamless. Outro, 22 seconds. Teknobalta is here to empower your PC gaming experience. We've dissected the technicalities of Dying Light crossplay, providing precise steps for seamless co-op. Apply these methods to conquer connectivity challenges. If further assistance is needed, our channels are always open. Subscribe for more expert technical fixes. Until next time, game on.